We were talking about, well, Mark or Ben, I don't know who's presenting it for.
Yeah, kind of both of us. So
Okay.
I guess I'll kick it off. So thank you for coming here on short notice. We appreciate it. In the packet, you've got a recommendation of award and a bid tabulation. So we opened bids on this past Tuesday at 10 a.m., I think it was. And this was a second bid process, so we originally had this advertised and bid to be open on February the 4th, and because it was in the formal bidding threshold, we didn't receive enough bids. It requires a minimum of 3 if it's in an anticipated formal bidding threshold. And we only had one back on February 4th. I know I've talked to you all about this, but just reminding you again what happened and why we're doing this now. So because it was in the formal threshold and we didn't get the minimum number required, we couldn't even open the one, and so we have to reject it. McGill Associates, so Ben and staff there re-advertised it, and we had the bid opening again this past Tuesday morning. Thankfully, we got at least 2 good bids, and as you can see, the lowest responsible bidder was Patton Construction, and they came in at $323,500. The next highest was Enterprises G Inc., and they were at $469,732. So obviously, Patton was the low bidder. Ben and McGill Associates always certify the bid tabulation to make sure that they've responded to everything properly and the math is correct. And so they've done that. It's in the packet. You got that from McGill Associates. And I had Ben here because I know probably the next questions is, when can we start? How quickly can we get it done? And we know there's an urgency with baseball starting this spring. So I know, and Ben, I don't know if you just want to make any comments or if you want to ask him any questions, but I know we want to try and move faster than we normally do once we formally approve, and you've had some communication with Patton, so.
Early in the week, and I spoke to him this morning. I'm actually taking, assuming y'all approve this, I'll take him this notice of award and contracts today. He's already talked to his fence contractor and has a portion of that submittal in for the backstops. So the goal is to have at least the backstops on the lower 4 fields up before the season would start. So even if they had their first couple of games with no outfield fence, what I've seen in the past, that wouldn't practically change the game. The older kids might hit 1 or 2 to the fence, but most of the time it would not. But the goal is to, they might have to practice might switch up their early season practice, but the goal is to try to get them ready to play. So we're working on some middles, which is normally a little bit early. Normally nothing starts until they get this notice of award, but they have already started looking at
Good.
materials and things like that.
So what's the sidewalk repair and replace at? Is that at Field 5? Where does it?
Yeah.
It's at any of them where the fence post
Good.
is in the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And if we're going to try to core those in the ground, and we can't tell if there's a sufficient base or whatever, we're going to have to cut to control, cut sections of sidewalk out, dig that up, so that we know we have the foundation.
Well, now I think he's talking more, or maybe I'm wrong, the multi-use courts? Yeah,
And
and
there's
that's,
some known sections there
Yeah.
where
yeah,
when those fence posts fail.
not
you
baseball
look,
field, but
drop
our.
the-
Pop up. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of this cost goes on on
Some-
the sidewalk stuff, because
Yeah, well,
when I was looking over the bids, that seemed to be where the big dollars were being spent.
I think 30, out of Patton's, it was 35,000. And we put a unit price in for that, so that could go up or down. That's not a lump sum. So if we do less, I think we actually, and the estimated amount from us, we're in the 800 to 900 square feet. We put 1,000 in here. So
Okay.
hopefully we're a little bit under that.
The perimeter around the multi-use
Yeah,
courts,
that's where
they,
it's
they were
messed up
busted
the
up in
worst.
places, yeah.
so-
And we
So gotta
have
do the
some where the
concrete,
post.
And then we gotta put that finish that we did on top of it back
Not-
up, or are we just gonna leave it concrete?
It's gonna be concrete, and then what were they gonna put over it? It
And we
was,
will patch the
yeah.
courts, we will actually do, we considered concrete out there, but we're actually going to go back with asphalt because.
Okay, yeah, that's
The
what-
concrete and the asphalt will behave so differently.
Yeah.
That it's going to show up through the surface
Yeah.
faster. The patch could, but, so we're going to patch with asphalt, what's asphalt, and then put the new surface patch over it. We're not redoing the whole surface, that would.
right.
Just
Yeah.
the affected area.
Just the
That's
repair
what I was thinking,
area,
just the
yeah,
patch.
we're not resurfacing the whole
I didn't think
courts.
we'd have to
No,
have
no,
all
yeah.
And then, there's damaged sections of concrete, but we may have to even take a few more to make sure that we get the foundations for the fences in.
Okay.
All right, do we have any other questions? Good. All right, do we have a motion to approve Patton Construction as the lowest responsive bidder?
I'll make a motion.
Do we have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, motion carries. Any other business from council? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All right, keep, okay. Motion and a second to adjourn, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor for adjourn say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we are adjourned.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you, folks, for coming in.